real fast, I had an agent ask me what is the difference between Noc and Ribbon in
That's a good question. So both programs are going to help clients, be able to be power buyers for sure. The biggest difference with Noc and Ribbon is that Noc, your clients are going to get equity immediately right out of the gate. So Noc is not buying the home and then they're buying it back later, which is like, I think that it's not Ribbon Boost, but it's the other where actually Ribbon does buy the home. So Noc does never buys the new home. The client always buys the home with a mortgage in their name. So they'll get equity right out of the gate. And so there's only one closing. So it's a little bit more cost effective. It's just 1.25%. There are a few other differences, in like little specific things. Like, for example, Noc doesn't tell the client how much they can make an offer like for the new home. So I think Ribbon values that new home and then says you can offer up to a certain amount, and Noc does not do that. They just, the client offers whatever they're planning to offer and whatever they can afford basically, and they qualify for. So we don't get involved in that. So that's another difference, but I'd say probably what my line is usually the biggest difference is that we never would be buying the home. It would always be in the client's name.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I didn't know that with Ribbon, you sell it to them basically.
So what happens is they buy, so there are two cash programs, and you all may know this better than I because I'm just reading about it on their website. But so they have this Ribbon Boost, which I think is like a cash backed agree or guarantee kind of thing. And then they have this other second component of that where if you aren't able to close, Ribbon's going to come in and buy that new home. And then that client will rent that home until their old one sells. So there's rent and everything, and they don't get the mortgage in their name right out of the gate. That probably really confused you more because okay. But yeah, so that's really the main difference, and it would come in that bucket where, gosh, is it Ribbon Reserve? I think it's called, no, I can't remember. It's the second. I can see it visually in my head on their screen, but I can't remember. But it's the one where Ribbon does buy in the event you don't get your home sold. The other few things, and I'll go through this in the training too, is that like you aren't buying and selling at the same time with Noc, whereas you are with Ribbon. You'll be buying and selling at the same time. You need to close on the same day, and with Noc, that's not the case. So, and I'll try to remember as I'm going through to kind of point out some of those things too. That might be helpful.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if you want, you can take it away, Bridget.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I did kind of monopolize there. Well, I'm excited to be here. Let me share the screen. Okay. All right, perfect. So I'm super excited, like I said, to be here and to share with you about our Noc programs. Many of you probably have already heard about it, but I want to give a high-level overview again because we have had several enhancements since we launched with you all, which now has been well over a year. And so there have been a lot of changes. So who is Noc? As you know, we are a full-service lender. We are not a real estate brokerage. We do not have agents on the front lines. We partner with you as an agent. We are a full service lender, as I said, but offer unique solutions to your clients that they cannot find with any other lender out there. We also have a great deal of technology behind us. So you and your client are going to be able to use the technology and the mobile apps to be able to keep up with the process. We're creating some new agent-facing app abilities. And so soon, if it's not already happening in your market, it's being beta tested in some markets, but soon clients are going to be able to do pretty much everything on that mobile app, and they will see where they are along the way. And you as an agent will be able to keep track of where they are as they go through the process. So we're super excited about a lot of those new enhancements coming to our apps. Now, Noc has two unique programs because we know all clients are different, right? So you've got your clients who are buying and selling at the same time. And that's going to be your Noc home swap client. So those clients who are going to need to sell before they can buy, they will be able to use Noc home swap. Then the Noc Go program, which is our newest program we launched back in the fall, is Noc Guaranteed Offer. So that is the program where we will be able to help your client who is buying only to be able to buy with a power buy, we call it. So I'll tell you more about each of these. I want to give you a high level overview of each of these. So let's start with the home swap. So right now out in the market, in the entire world or country, I guess we'll say 2/3 of the people who are buying right now are buying and selling at the same time. And they are faced with the problem, kind of like we were saying a little bit with Ribbon, like, you know, they've got this house they need to sell before they can buy, but they don't know really what to do first. If they list the home, then they're going to have to live through showings. They're going to have to live through getting the home enhanced for repairs or anything they might need, you know, to get it ready for the market. They're living through that. A lot of people are working at home and maybe homeschooling. They've got fur babies. They've got a lot going on in their house, and picking up at a moment's notice can be pretty challenging. And so with home swap, they don't have to worry about any of that. They can just go ahead and find their dream home, move into the home, and then worry about listing and selling. So they get to list it vacant. So it's go and show, making it easier for buyers agents as well. So let me tell you about how it works. There are two components. There's going to be that new mortgage on the new home. Now, both of these are going to be offered and issued by Noc Lending, but the new mortgage on that new home is conventional and now jumbo. So we do conventional, conforming, and jumbo loans. And I know that's going to open up so much in the Charlotte market for sure. So we're able to get that next group of clients out there for you. Clients are buying before they sell. They are buying a new home as if they did not have the debt of their old home. So they're getting this new home with this new mortgage, and we overlook the DTI on their old home whenever we are qualifying them. And they're able to buy without a contingency of selling the old one. We also offer a 30-day close guarantee. So we guarantee your client's going to close in 30 days on that new home, or we'll give your client $5,000. So we want to make sure that your client has a very strong offer going into that new home, you know, competing out there that they've got this underwritten approval. They have no contingency to sell their old home, and they've got a guarantee to close in 30 days. So it looks really good to the seller, and it makes their offer strong. The second component is the equity advance. So the Noc equity advance, the home equity advance, the swap equity advance, lots of different ways people say it, but truly it's an equity advance on their listing equity. And it allows them to leverage that equity in their existing home to cover up to 20% down payment on that new home, closing costs on that new home, up to 6 months of mortgage payments on the old home. So they only pay mortgage on that one home, and up to $25,000 in home prep funds to get that old home in top condition: carpet, paint, countertop, HVAC, staging, even. Whatever you and that client think that home might need, if anything, they can use up to $25,000 from their equity to make all those improvements. And then remember, they're making those improvements after they've moved out. So they're not living through those repairs. And the most unheard of piece of this, of the home equity advance, is it's at 0% interest. So you're going to get your client qualified with Noc Lending, take them out shopping, negotiate, get them closed on the new home. Then you will worry about getting that old one on the market, get that one on the market, get it closed. And then when it closes, they're going to pay back dollar for dollar what they used to get into their new home. Okay. Now, we do have a training. I'm going to tell you how to do that at the end of the presentation. I'll tell you how to access the training, and it goes into much more detail about this, but high level, this is how it works. Now, the next logical question is cost. Well, for us, it's a 1.25% convenience fee. So this fee is charged on the purchase price of the new home. It can be paid as part of closing costs or rolled into the new mortgage. If they pay it as part of closing costs, remember I said they could use equity for closing costs. So they could technically use equity to cover this convenience fee and then pay it back when the old home closes. That's another difference. Oh, no, that's not true. One more thing I was going to tell you is another difference. No origination fee. So NOC has no origination fee, just that 1.25% convenience fee. So you had asked about the difference with Ribbon. So if a client is, or any of those other products, if a client's going with another lender, they're likely going to have an origination fee, right, of about 1%. So they would have that origination fee on top of whatever the other provider would charge. But with NOC, it's just the 1.25% convenience fee. So that's another little difference just in the cost. Now, all third-party standard closing costs are going to apply, right? So your inspections, your title, attorney, and lending fees. NOC lending charges $1,450 lending fee. And that's for underwriting and processing. All lenders are going to charge fees. So we're pretty competitive in that line item as well. Okay. So for home swap, as a recap, this is going to be for your clients who are buying and selling at the same time. They're able to buy a new home without factoring in the debt of their old home for that new home purchase and without sacrificing equity, because you're going to sell it for them after they've moved into their new home. And they're going to use equity from that old home to get into that new home. Okay. And then remember, it's 0% interest on the home swap advance and 1.25% convenience fee to the client to use the program. All right. Now, what about the other 1/3 of your clients out there? Those clients who are buying only. It is a very challenging market on the buy side, especially for those first-time home buyers. And they're competing with cash and multiple offers, with that, especially in that sweet spot. And so we have developed a program called NOC Go, where we can allow your client to make an offer. And we call it a power offer that has some of the assurances like cash, but it is a financed offer. So with NOC Go, your client is going to be guaranteed to close in 30 days. Now, we do need 30 days to close on this product, but the client will be guaranteed to close in 30 days. If a condition pops up, NOC will step in and go ahead and get that home closed for the client. They'll still have their mortgage in their name, and then they deal with the conditions after closing. So they guarantee to close in 30 days, and we offer an appraisal gap protection. And that appraisal gap protection will help if, of course, that appraisal comes in low. So to the seller, they will see this approval letter from NOC that says we've got a guaranteed date closing of X. We do again need 30 days at least. And we're going to help bridge the gap if that appraisal comes in low. All right, so how it works, it's pretty easy. You're just going to send your client to NOC to get a fully underwritten pre-approval. All we'll be waiting on is the appraisal. So they'll get a fully underwritten pre-approval. Then they will make the offer. They'll get closed on their new home. Now with that offer, again, remember some of the assurances similar to cash would be that it's going to have that guaranteed close date and the appraisal gap protection. Now, I'm not going to get in the weeds about how much that appraisal gap protection covers because it's going to vary based on the client's purchase price. So basically, NOC will cover at no cost to your client. Okay, no cost to your client. NOC's going to cover the appraisal difference up to the amount we're allowed to cover as a lender. Typically, that'd be about 3% of the loan. Now, what I always tell agents is you're going to learn about this in training for sure, but also you're going to have a loan advisor. Your client's going to get assigned a loan advisor when they apply for their loan. Have the client and you talk to that loan advisor so that you get an idea of what that client's appraisal gap protection is going to look like. And then you'll be armed with that amount going into your offer. Now, we do not get involved in how you write your offer. It is a financed offer, but we're not going to get involved with how much you make the offer for. We don't cap it at any amount. We just let you know what we would cover in that appraisal gap. All right. Now, the next logical cost for this, I'm always getting ahead of myself. The next logical question is cost. So how much is this going to cost? Well, we're super excited that there is no fee, no program fee to your client. So your client's able to use this program just as they would use any mortgage product with any mortgage and loan advisor. And they will have no program fee, no origination fee again. So Noc just does not charge an origination fee. And then your traditional third-party closing costs. And that does involve a lender fee of $14.50 for underwriting and processing. But that's it. So it's going to be very similar and very competitive with any other lender out there. And maybe even a little more competitive because it's going to offer that appraisal gap protection. A lot of lenders can give you a guaranteed close date, but that appraisal gap protection at no cost to your client is pretty unique. And again, that there's no origination fee. All right. So as a recap on this, Noc Go is going to be for your buyer only clients. It could be first time home buyer, a person who doesn't have a home they need to sell, or that they want to sell. Maybe they have a house and they don't need to sell it before they buy. They could use Noc Go. You have some of the same assurances as cash, given that you're going to have a guaranteed close date and the appraisal gap protection. Okay. All right. And then you're never in this by yourself though. So it's always a lot when I go through this. I've talked for about 12 minutes or so, 13 minutes, and it's been like, I'm sure. So you're not alone though. You are going to be involved with a team. Your team of customer success is going to be available for you 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. So they are available when you work and then some. Well, that's not true. I was an agent on the front lines, no longer on the front lines, but I'm licensed. And so actually that is how we work, right? We work all hours of the night, probably after that, but they're available 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. And they can help you with questions that you have about the program. They can talk to your clients and help get them, up to speed on the program. If you'd like them to, you can do a 3-way call with them, with your client, with you, and someone on our customer success team. So we just want to make sure that you feel supported by our team always. And then you're going to be able just to go get certified now. There is a specific link for your brokerage that Haley has, but I'll share again with Haley. I probably shared it with you a while ago. I'll share it with you again, and Haley can share it out. And that is broker specific for your brokerage. So you will be able to get registered for your training. We offer the training a couple days a week, 2 to 3 days a week. And it's 1 hour. It's a webinar live. And then there'll be Q&A at the end of that. But it really goes into detail about how you'll work with Noc. And it really focuses on that app. We have a Home Pro app, and that you'll be able to use to really walk you through the entire process. It's not a hard process at all. It's just new. So we just want to go over the highlights with you. So you'll attend that webinar, and then you're a certified agent ready to offer the program to your clients. So I'm going to stop sharing. And it looks like I have a question in chat. Oh, nope, that was Haley. hello@noc.com. Absolutely. So hello@noc.com is your email lifeline. And then I will put into chat the telephone number. Dial a friend. Let's see, 996-1695. And if you okay, so if you are, if you're trying to register and you have some technical difficulties with that, reach out to that team as well. They can assist with technical issues as well. Something's going on with your app, some funky thing, just reach out to them. It's usually pretty smooth, but it's technology. So sometimes we have little blips. You can reach out to customer care for that too as well. All right, so what questions do you all have? You can come off mute or pop them in chat.
Is everyone here already Noc certified? Yes.
Oh, good.
Oh,
okay.
Mark, you're not.
Okay. Well, that's exciting. So Mark, let me, what I can do actually, I'm going to send this to Haley as well, but let me pull the link really quickly. And that way, if you're not certified, I did lose my head there. I forgot that we were, that I was doing my announcement on the loans, and there we go. Executive. Let me find you all. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is pop that link over into chat. Oh, I'm getting some chat questions. All right. So right now I'm popping the link into chat. This will help you. This will get you to the registration, and you can go ahead and get registered and sign up for your training. Okay, so I have some questions in chat. You do not have to do it again. So once you're certified, always certified. So no worries about that. And now you've got the overview again for Noc Go in case you didn't get that. And that we have Jumbo, and Noc Go is for Jumbo as well. The question about reverse mortgages. So I do not believe, Alice, that we can do reverse mortgages. But I would suggest if you have a client that you're thinking of that might be a good fit, I would still suggest reaching out, because it's possible that there's something that our lending team could do to kind of help them to be able to get into that new home. Do you have to use a particular attorney to close? You do not. You use your own attorney, whatever attorney you want to use. That's up to you. As long as they're willing to close the deal, we'll be happy to use them. Angela says, how competitive are the interest rates? So that's a great question, Angela, and I get that all the time. So once you're certified, you have access to your app. So if you're already certified, I'd pop into the app. If you're not certified, once you get certified, you can go into your Home Pro app and you will see what our rates are in your market each day. They're updated about midday each day. And of course, they're market specific, but they'll be to your market, and you'll be able to see that and share that with clients. Does the appraisal gap include above list price? It sure does, Mark. So whatever the appraisal gap is, like as long as the client, qualifies for that amount. So yeah, absolutely. And I will go ahead and add in here that we don't have an appraisal gap protection in Home Swap, but with Home Swap, what you can do is the client could use equity if the appraisal comes in low. It's possible to use equity. So there's a little help there with that appraisal gap on Home Swap too. Which app is it if I'm certified? It's the Home Pro app. It's Noc Home Pro, all one word. So you might have to download it again, but you'll log in with the same credentials that you used to create your account, Dan, when you created your account. If you don't remember your password, I think there is a forgot password there. You can click there and you should be able to reset your password. Let me know if you can't find that app. It's a blue square with a little white K in it. Other questions? No other questions? Okay, well, I think we're good. So Haley, I'm going to send you that link again so you can share it out and you can share this recording. And then I'll also include the customer success team information there too, so you can share that out. If there's anything you all need, please don't hesitate to reach out to that team. That's what they're there for. And they're looking forward to hearing from you.
I have a question about the jumbo loans.
Okay.
Is there a limit on that?
Perfect. Yep. Great question. So it goes up to 2.5 million for the loan amount. Mm-hmm. But think about if the client had had enough equity to cover 20% down payment, they could technically go, that would be over 3 million list price.
Got it. Okay.
Yep. But 2.5 million is the maximum jumbo loan amount. And the maximum list side price right now for that home they're listing, their old home, is $850,000, but we're evaluating that right now, so it likely will go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Sounds good. Well, I will email everyone on this call the noc.com certification link. And
good question, Mark. Yeah. So Mark says, is there a minimum down payment? 5% is the minimum down payment on both programs.
Any other questions for Bridget? Okay, well, if you have anything, please feel free to reach out to me or Bridget. And thank you all for being here. And thank you, Bridget. I know that this was kind of short notice. I just appreciate you making time for us.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Anytime, let me know.